Hello and welcome back to the Roohaa Degozaru no video burado Degoso no desu ka. Do this, huh? Well. We meet again, don't we? So part of me thought I could get away from the vlogging business, and part of me never really left. No, but really what I did was I went to America. Did not make a vlog like I said I would, or said I might. When I came back, I was busy getting back used to my life again. Next thing you know it, I've been back in Japan for almost a month and a half, 2 months? I think about 2 months. So I'm finally back in Japan, finally getting around to, you know, doing vlogs again, I guess. Whatever that means. But I have been pretty busy. Things have come up. Um, let's see. Went to America, had a blast. Saw all my friends, almost all my friends. It's almost everybody. Saw my family, hung out with my family a lot, and just partied my brains out, went and ate a bunch of delicious food. And I went to California, went to State College, went to the beach at least once. It was great. The trip back home was phenomenal. Ah, but I'm already back in the Skype routine with my folks. Watched an entire game of Risk get played. Congratulations to Honorable Slide Risk Sama for your cunning win. Um, Back in Japan. Got a couple of new updates. I redid my whole entire room. You can't see it because all you see is this chair, these curtains, and Honorable Maki Mono. Just to warn you ahead of time, if you think this is going to be a quick little vlog, it's not. Because I have a feeling this one's going to be pretty long. Because I have a variety of things I want to show you. A great variety. One of them is a TV. Um, I've got a new TV, and I've never really gotten anything new in my life, but I got a new TV. And I got it for such a cheap price, it's not even funny. So you tell me how much money you spent on a 32-inch flat screen. I'll show it to you in a minute, but that's later. I'm in a Japanese speech contest right now. Hey, cool, Roohaa doing his mystical Shinchong speaking. Yeah, so I'm in a speech contest, and I'm going to practice my speech on camera for you, so you can insult me and tell me my Japanese sucks or whatever. That's fine. I don't mind at all. I still buy mahjong sets like it's my business. So here's what I did. I took like 7 of my mahjong sets back home to America. I taught everybody how to play mahjong back home. So now Japanese Bichi mahjong is like a big thing. Well, not a big thing, but some people know how to play, and it was a lot of fun. But unfortunately, I already bought like 1, 2, 3, at least 5 sets. I already bought 5 more sets of mahjong tiles. But whatever, I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. I love the damn things. And I found them. I've been finding some good ones, finding honorable bamboo and bone ones. For like $20. They're just giving them away. They're giving them away. So I still want to do the Mahjong tile episode, but that'll be another time. Dungeons and Dragons. So last year, D&D was on and off. It was just me and Urabayashi and Honorable Nyato G-chan, and occasionally the highballer joined us via satellite. But I don't know, we couldn't really get a legit game going, like for longer than a few sessions at a time. And, to someone who rolls dice, if you understand my feelings, I mean, it kills you. But we had fun, we rolled. But finally, getting a new group together, we met for the first time a Monday ago, and 2 of these guys are new, and it's me and Otogashi, and I got a couple other people interested, so feels good. So I drew a picture. I don't have a scanner or anything, but this is the party makeup so far. I like drawing pictures. This is them. So we got Honorable Elf, Elf Rogue, gotta love that. Got a Norse fighter barbarian, and we got Otogashi's character. He's now a super scarred half elf, and we got this dude who is a human bard. But yeah, so that's going to be a lot of fun. Pumped about that. I have another player in mind, but he's doing his darndest to escape my grasp. But I'm sure he'll come around. We're just busy. Speaking of busy, Gakko Matsuri, Bunka Matsuri. So, school festival's coming up this weekend. My English speech is coming up this weekend. My English speech contest, I should say, for my kids. I've been helping my kids with their speeches. My Japanese speech is coming up this weekend. I'm busy. It's not even a weekend to play. To play and have fun. It's a weekend of just crap I gotta do. School's alright. Lost a teacher, gained another teacher. If I lose, I mean she's on a sabbatical right now. But coincidentally, this new teacher is actually a good friend of mine. So, what a coincidence. I used to work with him when I worked back in other town of Sano, and now I work in Chicago. But you'll find about that when I read my speech to you. Handwritten, well, this isn't handwritten, but I handwrote it myself. Got a little help from some Japanese teachers and an English teacher, you know, just to polish it a little bit. And I'd say 80% from the heart. Well, it's 100% from the heart, 80% from this brain right here. 20% is just raw polish. Raw polish and just changing my backwards, broken thoughts, which to be honest, I didn't even get a chance to revise personally before I let them look at it. But anyway, that doesn't matter. I'm not going to get into it because my speech kicks ass. I don't want to sound like I'm egotistical, but I don't know. I feel really confident about it. I really like giving speeches. I like talking in public. I enjoy doing video blogs, believe it or not, even though I only do one once every month. But doing a video blog, for some reason, it crashes against my laziness. Speaking of laziness, I clean so much of my house because when I got this new TV, I was like, times are changing. Times, they are changing. And when I went to America, a number of people moved away from this land. They moved away from the land of Japan, and they went back to their homelands, and they're doing their honorable missions. So, of course, being the honorable recycling shop representative of Japan and America, I received all their furniture. So, that's why I move things around. My tatami situation is delicious. I now have a kotatsu, so I can do a kotatsu episode. I'll even get oranges and put them in a bowl and stuff. It'll be real sweet. So much is going on. So much is going on. Alright. So what I'm going to do is... I'm not even going to pause the video. This is live broadcast. My live broadcast, I mean, no pauses. So... Alright, we're going to turn you around. This is my room. There's my water bottle. It's not vodka. My door. Okay. TV. Behold the terror of it. Alright. You can see my cool background. I don't know if you can see it. It's Shell being fed a piece of cake by Gladys from Portal. It's hot. Gladys only has one eyeball and stuff. So, here's what I'm going to do for you, ladies and germs. Check this out. Oh! Hey, it's me. Hey, it's you. So yeah, I'm shooting this right now. I guess I can't look. So, it's so awkward just looking at a dot. But, so actually I shoot these things live in the editing program to skip the whole dragging and dropping into this area. You can't really see, but it's editing program. Okay, so I have to do this Japanese speech in 5 minutes. I have to do it in 5 minutes. And I cut so much of my speech just to when I read it at a quick pace. I managed to read it like 10 seconds faster than 5 minutes, but in Japan, when it comes to speech contests and stuff like this, like if you go over even a second, it's just like they crucify you. Sorry, Jesus fans out there, but they do. They crucify you. They nail you up on the cross, and then they say you were 1 second over. I don't care if you had the best speech ever. I'm speaking from experience because I have a nightmare scenario from my English. I probably complained about it in the vlog, but I had a student who's had the perfect speech, and she knows it, and everyone knows it. But some old lady started coughing and dropped her keys, earthquakes, whatever, and she went over by a second. So no matter what, I cannot go over 5 minutes. Now, granted, speech is until the Sunday. It is currently Wednesday evening, and I only started practicing hardcore. Like, I read it a bunch of times, but I only started, like, memorizing it yesterday. This is my speech. I have it memorized to about this point right here. Like, I'm in this neighborhood right now. I can remember it really pretty easily. But, okay. It's called My History with Japan. My History in Japan. From now on, I'm going to speak only in Japanese, obviously. So if you don't understand Japanese, sorry. I'm going to be speaking pretty quickly because I'm going for the speech. I'm going to be timing myself with my stopwatch on my phone. I'm probably going to make some tiny mistakes, so you're going to have to give me a break. But if you don't want to give me a break, you can always comment and complain about it. I respond to almost every comment. Anyway, so here we go. 自分と日本の歴史、フィリプ・ロハ。外国人として日本に住むことは毎日かなり面白いと思います。いいことでも悪いことでも、この国にいる時を大切にしてきました。大学の3年生の時に約1年間日本に留学しました。今は英語の先生として足利で働いています。生まれてから合計すれば3年間以上日本に住んでいます。記憶が確かならば、私はずっとテレビゲームに興味を持っていました。誰かから任天堂という言葉を教えてもらい、日本への興味が増していきました。その頃から日本に行きたいという願いがだんだん私の中に募ってきました。中学生の時、漫画を読んだり、アニメを見たりすることは日常的でした。日本の味を知りたいために、近所にある寿司屋で私のお小遣いをすべて使ったことが何回もあります。学校の社会の授業では、日本について調べる課題プロジェクトに取り組みました。成長するに従い、私の興味はゲームやアニメなどより、伝統的な日本の文化の方により強く測れるようになりました。ペンシルベニア州立大学では、日本の歴史、映画、哲学も勉強し、日本語を専攻していました。それから、大学の3年生の時、私は滋賀県の彦根市に留学しました。もしかして、ヒコニャンというキャラクターを聞いたことがありますか？その憧れた国である日本についてたくさん学びました。例えば、日本といえば東京という私は滋賀県の彦根市に留学しました。もしかしてヒコニャンというキャラクターを聞いたことがありますか？憧れた国である日本についてたくさん学びました。例えば、I was right。日本といえば東京という考え方はすっかり消えていました。その1年間、琵琶湖の波の音や、畑で燃やしている草の匂いが私の毎日の人生でした。それから、 知れなかったことに何度もショックを受けました。しかし、その生活に慣れていく、につれて、そのすべてのことが、その生活に慣れていくにつれて、そのすべてのことが大好きになっていきました。最初に思い描いたイメージと全く違う見方を持ち、私は大学を卒業するためにアメリカへ戻りました。しかし、あまり時間が経たないうちに、日本に戻りたい野心野望が燃えてきました。そして、ついにおととし、やっと日本で英語の先生の仕事に就くことができました。今でもアメリカの景気はそんなによくありませんから、異国で仕事をできることはものすごくありがたいことだと思います。英語の先生としては、佐野市にある5つの学校で働き始めました。やっと叶った夢でしたから、一生懸命頑張りました。学校では先生方が私に優しく接してくれましたが、本当の先生というより、私のことをお客様のように接しているように感じました。同じ先生として働く気持ちだったので、とても残念でした。しかし、去年、ちょっと大変なことがありました。私の派遣会社はその契約を失ってしまいました。しかし、幸運にも私は今、足利市で働くことになりました。それに、前のように5つの学ではなくて、専属で、1つの学で勤めています。前よりもっと早く起き、もっと遠くまで行き、そして足利の一番大きい中学校で働いています。多くの人々は、そういう意味に文句を言うと思いますが、逆に私は今の状況に満足しています。なぜならば、ちょっと特別な外国人のお客さんという感じではなく、山米中の50人の先生のチームの一人のように感じているからです。実は、今日のスピーチコンテストのチラシはある朝、突然私の学校の机の上に置いてありました。そこで働くことは本当に大きい恵みを私に与えてくれています。日本に住むことはとっても素晴らしい経験で、日本に興味を持つ誰かに、この国際的な冒険を大お勧めします。私の話を最後まで聞いてくださってありがとうございます。Man, so honestly, I practice a lot more, and it sounds a lot better. I got through the whole first half without making a single mistake, but I guess, I was a little nervous. Internet, the internet here. I managed to do that in 6 minutes and 10 seconds, which, considering I've reread half of it 2 times, I'm really not worried. But who knows? We'll see. I'm sure everyone who's watching me is like, oh my god, this guy sucks. But no, totes dad jokes. I'm not worried about it. It's just weird, I practice on the train where it's the loudest ever. I'm practicing in a way that I want to I want there to be a bunch of things that could go wrong. So that even if it's the middle of a disaster zone, I'm totally cool. I'm totally fine. So either way, I have Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I got 3 more days to get this thing down. And tomorrow I have no classes. Instead of teaching classes, they need me to carry heavy things because a bunch of geezers are the only teachers that have no classes tomorrow during the day, and they need me to go help them carry stuff for the school festival, which is cool. But I'm gonna have no classes, so it's gonna be boring. But I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna practice the hell out of this speech. But yeah, I guess for my friends who can't speak Japanese, or the ones who can speak Japanese but couldn't understand my horrendous pronunciation, basically, I just talk about my history. I say, as a foreigner living in Japan, it's very interesting every day is interesting here. good things and bad things. I treasure my time here. When I was a third year in college, I studied abroad. Right now, I'm a teacher teaching in Chicago. Um, from when I was born, if you total everything, I've lived in Japan for over 3 years. And then I actually, it's great. I asked the teacher who was helping me because I love Iron Chef. I'm sure you do too. But I said, what does Chairman Kaga say when he's talking about the uh, the special and secret ingredient? You know how he always says, "If memory serves me correctly," blah blah blah. So I asked her, and she knew exactly what I was saying the second I said it. And what he says in Japanese, because I've never heard him say it in Japanese, they always dub it. He says, "Kyoku ga tasuka naraba," which is, yep, if memory serves me correctly, or if my memory is correct. And I say right at the beginning of my first paragraph, if my memory serves me correctly, I've always had interest in video games. So yeah, I talk about liking video games, reading, you know, going from just liking video games, because that's the first time I ever heard about Japan. Is I love Nintendo. You know, I was like 5, 6 years old playing Mario before kindergarten or whatever, and it was. So I was like, "What is Nintendo?" And one of my parents probably was like, "Yeah, it's from Japan." And I'm like, "Oh, cool, Japan's the best thing ever, apparently." So yeah, I so this is literally the history of how I became interested in Japan. But I talk about video games because I like video games, and then I kind of got into manga and anime. I went through kind of an otaku phase, but and right now that's a huge thing. In fact, a lot of people who are probably watching my vlog are like, "Hey man, I got my Naruto headband on. This is my life." Well, you got to break out of that. You got to get past that point, and I feel part of me has. But part of me will always love it. I'm getting more into manga and anime now not than I was back then. I'm getting back into it, but for different reasons. So yeah, I went through the manga and anime phase, and then I said I used my I used my allowance. I I have the experience of going to the local sushi restaurant, and I remember spending all my allowance just to get a taste of Japan. And which I did. My mom can attest to that. So my dad probably. And then I say I went from that to doing like projects in school about Japan, and then I talk about getting even more serious. Like as time went on, it became Japan. My interest in Japan became less about games and anime and stuff, and more about traditional history. And then I go on to talk about what I studied in college a little bit. I majored in Japanese. Talk about when I studied abroad, and that it crushed a lot. Studying abroad kind of changed my point of view about Japan so much. Because really, until you go to Japan, you can't you can't really have I feel like a realistic point of view on the place. I mean, it's this crazy mystical anime samurai land, and until you come here and you're like, it's just a country, except a lot of people are really weird. I mean, the longer I live here in Japan, the more I realize it's like America's pretty fucked up too. But besides that, yeah. So I talk about how it changed my point of view and stuff like that. And then I talk more about present stuff. I talk about graduated, finally got a job in Japan, worked in Sano. It had 5 schools, and they treated me like a guest because I was only there like one day a week, which is totally mean. But now I said, and I'm doing this speech contest in Ashikaga, so it's basically a big like Ashikaga butt kiss festival. The whole like second half of my paper. It's like, yeah, Sano, I worked there and I tried my best, but they treated me like this, this guest of honor, and while I appreciated it, and it was very nice of them. I was a teacher and I wanted to be treated like a teacher. And I'm not going to go into the, how much of a teacher is an ALT. But anyway, I still don't like being treated like I'm royalty when I'm just trying to do something, trying to help these kids sometimes. But yeah, and then I talk about how at the school I'm at right now, I have to go further than I did before. I have to wake up earlier, and I have to teach way more classes than I did in Sano. But instead of complaining like many people would probably, I'm extremely satisfied by it. And I also say how instead of feeling like a mystical foreign guest, which I am, and people still treat me like that, but not nearly as much on the level as it was before. But I mean, Sano, I feel like their whole ALT system is kind of beat. But I say like I feel like I'm part of the team, and I do. The teachers call me, they count on me, they ask me to help them. Like if a teacher can't make it to class, instead of just canceling class, they'll be like, "All right, Phil, you're gonna have to handle this today." And it's like I have a basic plan, but I mean, you pretty much gotta do everything. And it's like, hey man, I'll do it. I don't care. It's better than sitting next to that stupid asshole that's like talking to himself all day. Oh, I kind of need to get the shit beat out of him. But that's another vlog too. And then yeah, I talk about how great Ashikaga is and blah blah blah. Ended with some butt kissing, because judges are so easily swayed by content. I mean, if I listen to a speech and someone is talking about how Dungeons and Dragons is the best thing ever, and that Yankee students are stupid, it's like I don't care if this kid was talking through like voice box. He's gonna be the best. So I'm pretty sure I have what it takes to pull the heartstrings of the Japanese people. I threw in a couple of Japanese flavored jokes, which I don't really care if they laugh at or not. I don't care if they think I'm disrespectful, because in the end, I kiss their ass, which is all they want to hear. So, with their butts moistened by my delicious lips, they will undoubtedly be smitten by me. This is some slightly egotistical talk, but I don't care because after a little bit of practice, seriously, I got through half of this in like a day and a half, and previous display is not. I will not say it's my best, but you know. Anyway, I expect to go in there and deliver a beautiful speech, and there's a party after. It's called a international exchange party, but if they got alcohol there, it's gonna happen. Highly doubt it though. So Halloween's almost here. The weather is finally not ridiculously hot. Here, you don't need this anymore. You can look at Big O. Can you see him? Oh wait, I'm in my. Hold on. Oh my God! It's already been 27 minutes. It's all right. I can upload things longer than 27 minutes. So yeah, I've been getting really into Japanese drama lately. Oh my God, Japanese drama is the best. Not really, it's horrendous, but I really enjoy it. Trying to get my listening. Oh yeah, I don't think I told you. I passed the JLPT level 2. Passed level 2, yo. Hells to the yeah. Felt so good. Oh man, it was really close call. Totally aced the listening, like 58 out of 60, but my reading was geary, to say the least. So I've been reading a lot, wrote a speech, reading the speech constantly. I'm making an effort to read the newspaper more. I got this TV, so I watch the news, and the news is almost always subtitled. So as I'm watching commercials, and I have like closed captioning on, like, going the whole distance here, and I'm like looking up the kanji as they pop up, and I hear something. I understood it, but I didn't know what it meant, so I look it up, and I'm like, oh, okay. So you can't just like force the knowledge into your head, and that's what I did before level 2. And I learned a lot of kanji that way, but the real way you learn is to just experience. It's meaningful experience, meaningful usage of the kanjis, of the vocabulary. So I mean, you got to do it through books. I got a manga. I leave by the bathroom whenever I'm in there. I'm reading it. I found a manga at the train station, and I looked at it and I was like, it's not porn. And then I checked the pages and I'm like, none of them are stuck together. So I started reading it. Because it's free manga, I don't care. I'll read it and kill some time on the way home. And I got through like quite a few chapters just on the short train ride home. It's a food fighter manga called Kuishinbo. It's basically about, I have it right here. It's basically about this businessman who's broke, and he tries to get into this food fighting competition. Here's him, What's he doing? Yeah, this is him. He's at the restaurant, and it's him versus some idiot on the judo club. This big fat guy. And basically, it's pretty interesting. And I mean, for a train ride, it's like I'm not really looking for like intellectually inspiring material. So it's nice, just keep reading it. So I'm reading manga more right now. I have a couple higher level books which I should be getting into. I already missed the JLP deadline for winter, so I'm not going to take that. But maybe next time I'll take my first attempt at level one and see what it's like to have to sit on a cactus because I have many friends and who are very, very good at Japanese, and they have attempted and have been thwarted by the JLPT level 1 countless times. And it is not a matter of them lacking any skill in any means. It's just that the test is it's like facing Dark Link without the Megaton hammer. Straight up. It's like you got to be so good. It's not even funny. It's cheap. It cheats. It's bullshit. So I've officially passed the 31-minute mark. Might be the longest vlog of all time, but hey, instead of giving you a vlog every day for 2 minutes, like, who wants that? How about one vlog every 2 months? Half an hour. Just watch 2 minutes of it in your free time. Or, whatever. D&D, playing D&D on Monday. So pumped. TV kicks so much ass. Honestly, I feel guilty that I bought it. Got it for $250. Did you ever get a TV for $250? Maybe you have. Well, I got it for me and Bookstand with free delivery from the nearby city. If you steal my TV, like if you come to my house and try to steal my TV, you're dead. Like, whatever. I haven't played Mahjong in a while. There's a flea market this Saturday. Saturday morning, I'm going to a flea market. Sunday morning, going to a flea market. Selling a bunch of crap. Just gonna waste some time if you don't mind. Yeah, I've been tired, but I've been sleeping better. I had an awesome dream last night. I dreamt I was in the future, and I was. At first, it was really weird. It was weird. It was like Matrixy, like not me, but like I was like watching someone get like processed, like as if they got taken out of the tubes and like all the things were coming off. Something weird like that. I don't remember clearly because it was Iada. But after that, I was in like I don't know, think like RPG lobby style, like open area, and I was in like a capsule, kind of like the Gundam game capsule, and it was two little bars, and I used them, and I could fly, and it was a flying dream. And oh man, I was just flying. At first, like I could feel it in my stomach. When you go over like a dip, and you're like, oh, weird feeling. But what I did was I felt that the weird. It was actually like going off of a plane. Maybe that's where that feeling came from. Those memories, going up and down the plane. But I did that. It was cool. Cool background. Um, so yeah, great dream last night. Been watching drama, like I said, Japanese drama. I watched all of Liar's Game. Liar Game it's pretty awesome. Watched Liar's Game season 1, season 2 of the movie. I am now officially in love with Matsuda Sho, who is a cool dude. So I tried watching Ne Tante no Okite, something like that. The Rules of Being a Detective. And I couldn't get the second episode to load, so whatever. Right, I watched all of Lucky 7, which, stars one of the idiots from Arashi, which is basically Backstreet Boys right now, and all girls, mom, boys, they're proving their pants over Arashi. I hate them. I hate them. I hate them because they're so popular. And because I know what they are, they were created. They're just a commercial ploy to put money in the pockets of people. And, oh, man. Just like AKB48. I hate both of them. They're the same thing. they're exactly the same thing. You know, it's just like, ugh, whatever merit they have, whatever good point to their music they have is just lost on me. And besides, the character, his name is Matsumoto Jun, or that's the name of the actor, who is in the drama. He's such an idiot. You know, he's supposed to be, you know, of course they're glorifying him because he's, you know, the boy toy. But, oh, but overall, the series was really cool. There were actually a bunch of decent actors in there. Oizumi Yo is, apparently he's a pretty prevalent actor in Japanese media, and he is cool. He had some good stuff, and there was a hottie Bumbalati, who is the Shacho. She's the owner of the company, you know, and she was like the quiet, cool, but like knew how to bust it out. And the mystery itself was quite interesting. And I watched a couple other dramas as well. So watching the news, watching the dramas, listening to the Japanese, reading the subtitles, reading the mangas. Instead of going hardcore, just like, oh, I'm going to study now, I'm going for the more natural, just like sponge approach. Which I couldn't tell you how many kanji I'm learning, but I don't know. Everyone's got their own style, and I've been testing a bunch of them. So it's going all right. We fit. We fit right here. Need to do that. I opened all the space up, so it's ready. I'm ready for We Fit, but I haven't done it yet. Yep. So that's the Roohaa Degozaru B.B. If you sat through the whole thing, congratulations. If you didn't, you're a jerk. And guess what? You're not going to hear me calling you a jerk unless you forward it all the way to the end. Oh yeah, got a haircut. I can't, I keep forgetting this stuff. You know, I got my, I had to shave it long 2 months. So. But yeah, I got a haircut, cleaned up my act. Oh man, I'm out of money this month. I bought a few things, what I did, and don't get paid in the summer because I didn't work in the summer. So that's the thing too. Oh yeah, life's good. Things going great. Glad to be back in Japan. Didn't want to leave America, but glad to be back in Japan. I've been overall in a much better mood overall than I was before. And like I've already had days where it's like I'm done with Japan forever. All these people can die for all I care, but you know it is just a day, you know, as opposed to like a week or like 2 months, which it can be sometimes. Um, so yeah. Anyway, but no, it's going good, feeling great. Miss my friends, miss all you guys. Halloween's coming up. I think I'm just gonna be Kenshiro again because I'm lazy as fluffernutter. Yeah, that's it. I'm not going any further. I will talk to you later, Internet. Here's to a 40-minute vlog. Peace be with you.